everyone, this is Dave Dubeau here with another episode of the Property Profits Real Estate Podcast. Today, zooming in all the way from beautiful Oakville, Ontario. We've got a real estate entrepreneur. We've got a gentleman who originally started investing in the States, moved to Canada a couple of years ago, and is still investing in the States from a distance. Mr. Sharad Mehta. Sharad, welcome.
Thank you, Dave, for having me on the call. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, my pleasure. All right. So, Sharad, first of all, tell me a little bit about what kind of real estate investing were you focusing on, and do you continue to do in the States? What do you guys do?
I'm doing a lot of fix and flip, and some wholesaling, and I own rental properties all in US.
All right. So mostly single family homes?
Mostly single family, some 2 to 4 units.
Okay, very good. So you came to Canada a couple of years ago. Big question might be, why? What brought you to Canada?
Oh, I'm a Canadian resident, so I moved back.
All right. So you're a Canadian resident. You were living in the States for a while and you moved back. Now, I know a lot of Canadians are very attracted to the idea of investing in the States. Can you compare and contrast a little bit, the pros and cons of the States versus Canada as for the kind of investment?
Yeah, absolutely. I think what I've noticed in States is the amount that you need to enter into an investment property is a lot lower compared to Canada. You could, it's a better market to invest for rental in US, but for long-term appreciation, I see a better market to invest in Canada. Again, I haven't invested in Canada, but just talking to our friends and family in Canada, it seems like, especially in the last couple of years, how the houses have appreciated. But in US, just like a lower entry point to get into the market is a big attraction.
Yeah. And I mean, everybody's a genius when the market's going up like crazy, but it doesn't always do that. So, right. So the fundamentals make a little bit more sense in the States, and it's a lot cheaper to get involved in the market, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Very good. So, Sharad, you are now living full-time in beautiful Oakville. How are you keeping tabs on flips and long-term buy and holds and everything that you do with your properties down in the States?
So in 2015, I moved from Chicago. I used to live in Chicago from 2005 through 15, and I started investing in Indiana, which is right outside of Chicago, Northwest Indiana. 2015, I moved to San Diego. And once I moved there, I still had my investing business. So I started looking at, all the systems and processes that I would need to, manage my investment business. I didn't find anything. So I created the software company pretty simply, just to have everybody on my team be on one platform. So that's what we started using, and that's what we use right now to manage everything. I mean, I haven't been back to States in 2 years since the COVID pandemic started, and it hasn't really affected our business in any way.
So what are some of the challenges that you see people having if they're trying to hodgepodge their property management, especially from a distance? What are some of the big issues people have?
Some of the big issues that we notice is if they are self-managing or if they are using a property management company.
Let's say self-managing.
Self-managing would be like not having a good process would be a big one, and not always trusting the process. So, for example, I'll give you an example. For example, if I have a tenant screening process where I say, okay, I have to have a minimum credit score of 650, right? I have to stay firm to that. I cannot say, okay, for this tenant, everything else looks really good. I'm going to bend the rules on the credit score and accept somebody with 550. So that personally, I notice is one big challenge that people run into is not having a clear written set of rules that they follow and then sticking with those, day in, day out. Sometimes if you stick with them, everything is going to be great. Some days you're going to have, even after you follow everything that you're supposed to, things don't work out. But for us, the important thing is like trusting the process. More often than not, things will work out in our favor. And that's what we're hoping to do. And then this way we know, okay, we're trusting the process. And if something doesn't work in the system, then the goal would be, okay, let's just go in and improve one step in the process rather than get overwhelmed with the entire process.
Sounds like you've got a background in this kind of stuff. What was your profession before you focused on real estate full time, Sharad?
I used to be an accountant. Yeah.
Okay, that explains it. That
Yeah.
explains the processes and the numbers and the checks and balances. Yeah, most.
Yeah, no, I'm big on that. Like for us, it's about just trusting the process. And like that's the only way we know things are moving forward. And if I do one thing one way today and then change my process tomorrow, then I don't know what's working, what's not working.
Guilty. Been guilty of that a
Yeah.
few times myself. That's for sure. All
Oh
right,
yeah, I
Sharad.
mean
So that's
it's
if
much
you're.
easier said than done. I
Yeah.
mean, like
That's why we need guys like you that are very, very focused and
yeah.
process minded. That's a fascinating idea. Hold that thought for a second. Hi there, this is Dave Dubeau, and real estate investors hire me to raise capital the right way. Why? Because most of them are stuck with too small of a portfolio and they don't know how to attract investors and raise money for their deals. So I help them to connect, capture, and close their ideal money partners. Bottom line, when you've got a deal, you're going to have the capital to do it. So go ahead and book a no-cost capital clarity session with me at bookachatwithdave.com. Again, that's bookachatwithdave.com. So Sharad, tell me a little bit about what about if you are managing. So, well, let me ask you this. Your personal portfolio in the States, are you self-managing that or do you have property management companies taking care of some of your stuff?
I own a property management company that takes care of the properties that I manage, and also we sell properties to some other investors, so we also manage for them.
Okay, so how does that look? Like, let's say, for example, you didn't have your own property management company and you're hiring somebody else. What tips or suggestions do you have for people for managing the managers from a distance?
Managing the managers would be, I would definitely talk to as many references as possible
Yeah.
from the owners that they've been managing for. So I would talk to, let's say if I were hiring a property management company, I would talk to like at least 5 to 6 references of, I'll talk to 5 to 6 owners that the property management company is managing properties for. I would like to talk to somebody that they've been managing for just only 2 to 3 months, somebody that they've been managing for 1 to 2 years. People that have maybe a couple of properties versus people that have, more than 5, 6, or 10 properties, just to kind of see if they're, if I have one property that I'm looking for somebody to manage, and then this property management company, when I check the references, they take really good care of investors that own more than 10 properties, but for somebody that just owns one property, they don't really care about, that kind of tells you how you are going to be treated.
Well, mind you, they're only going to give you their best references anyhow. So is there any other kind of due diligence you would suggest people do?
I mean, I would definitely call them as a potential tenant, for example, right? I would call them and see how they treat you on the phone, right? I would call them and I would look at their listings that they have for rent and see, are they taking the best pictures? Are they putting, are they asking for the best rent that they can? Are they asking too much? Are they asking too little? Are the pictures that they're putting, are they good quality pictures? The description, is that good description for the property that they're trying to rent out? Are they just putting it on their website, or are they putting it on Zillow, Craigslist, or other syndication website that they can?
Yeah, good points. All right, so let's say you've got a property management company hired. Any tips for how to manage the managers from a distance?
How to manage the managers would be, I would ask them, for example, if they were, first I would definitely review the document, the property management document that they provide you, and then be very clear about what's the maximum the property management company can spend without getting your approval. And then, if it's an expense over, put in an amount that you feel comfortable with. If it's an amount more than that, always ask for before and after pictures and video of the work being done. So you kind of know for your documentation purposes, kind of what's being done with the house, what it looked like, what's being done. And then also, just to be fair to the property management company, like don't get too involved as long as, they have a good process, they're providing you all the documentation. Just don't get too involved in, hey, you should be using this paint color for the house, you should be using this flooring.
Don't micromanage too
much.
much.
Yeah, don't do that. Like we hate that with some of the owners that we manage for, where they try to micromanage. Sometimes we know, okay, this is the best flooring that we can put in the rental. Owner might not agree with it, but we know this is going to last for a very long time. So some things like that.
Sounds good. So Sharad, you're a process-minded kind of person, obviously, and you're an active real estate investor yourself, and you've created this beautiful T-shirt that you're wearing that you RE Simply. Tell us quickly a little bit about that. What is your software program all about?
Yeah, so it's a software company that we started. It's geared towards people who are marketing to buy properties off market. They might be doing direct mail. They might be doing cold calling or texting, and then managing those leads, automating those follow-ups, and then managing the KPI and data, the numbers on the back end. So an all-in-one software for real estate investors.
Not for marketing more than anything.
People who are doing marketing. It's for lead management, and the data tracking. It's very data-driven.
All right. So is this something that is primarily focused on investors in the States, or is it North America, or is it worldwide?
It's primarily focused only on US market for now.
Yeah, that's where most of your customers probably are. Plus, that's where the data is most readily available, I would imagine.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, Sharad, this has been very, very interesting. Thanks for your insights on managing from a distance. And if people want to find out more about you and what you do, where should they check you out?
They can go to resimply.com, resimpli.com, and they can contact me from there. So all support inquiries that come through that support team cannot answer, they get filtered down to me, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. Or they can email me directly at sharad@resimply.com.
Awesome. Sharad, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Dave. Thanks.
Take care. All right, everybody.
Bye.
See you on the next episode. Well, hey there. Thanks for tuning into the Property Profits podcast. If you like this episode, that's great. Please go ahead and subscribe on iTunes. Give us a good review. That'd be awesome. I appreciate that. And if you're looking to attract investors and raise capital for your deals, then I'm going to invite you to get a complimentary copy of my newest book, right back there. There it is. The Money Partner Formula. You can get a PDF version at investorattractionbook.com. Again, investorattractionbook.com. Take care.